Destination resort, we have hundreds of millions of dollars annually in procurements. And so we do an assessment of what's available. An example of this in construction, our National Harbor property and our Springfield property, we bought steel from a Connecticut a vendor. And so that was over $18 million for that vendor for Springfield. So everything from what does it take to operate, how many thousands of napkins and straws do you need for your restaurants on a regular basis? Where do you get your local foods from? Where do you get your garments from for your uniforms? So you take a survey of what's available in the region, and then you agree with the locations okay, here's what's available from a vendor's standpoint, and we'll negotiate with these vendors and we'll start having contracts with them. It could be as simple as we have a fleet of limousines. So if you have 10 limousines that have to be washed twice a week, and you hire a local company to detail your limousines. And while that may not sound like a huge contract, when you get that type of regular work as a detail body shop, it's a pretty significant contract. So the type of contracts that would be required to operate that casino, we would agree that some percentage of our biddable goods for operation of the casino would be targeted at New Haven businesses. So that's one thing. Where will the training center be? We don't know yet. And one thing we will do is we have a team of workforce development professionals. They come in, they do an assessment. How big does it need to be? Where should it be located? But all of that will be documented in a community benefits agreement to be negotiated with the city, and targets for employment of New Haven residents, targets for procurement from New Haven vendors will be identified in that document. Requirements for opening the training center, when should it open, how far in advance of the opening of the casino does it open, what additional services should be provided there. Some of these training centers have English as a second language. Some of them have GED programs, because what we want to do is get our employees ready. And we typically have a 30-month construction window before the property opens. So the training center is open during the construction period, way in advance of opening, and we're processing all of our employees through. What type of support will MGM be required to sustain that employment center after we open? That will be negotiated and in the community benefits agreement with the city. And so it won't be whether or not MGM has a promise, and the mayor has been very direct on these points. She's been very direct with saying there has to be identifiable benefit for New Haven, and it has to be something that is that there is a written obligation. And the way we've done that historically are with community benefits agreements. So those answers will come when that document is complete. We will start working on that document in the very near future. We don't have to wait until the law is passed. We want to make sure that both Bridgeport and New Haven have certainty in their understanding as to what the deal is. It's easy for us to say, let's wait till the law is passed, right? But then the leverage shifts. So you'd want to make these negotiations before the law is passed, and we're properly ready to engage in those negotiations.
So they have identified a site in New Haven?
We have